we all know, we talked about it already on this show, Frank Vogel's taking the fall for this mess on the Lakers this year. He probably deserves the least blame. He's going to get the most because Jeannie Buss ain't going nowhere. Pelinka not going to fire himself. What's he going to get? LeBron James is the whole shooting match, right? AD is the only other asset other than LeBron. You can't trade Westbrook, so who's going to take the fall if you need a fall guy? But AD was asked, guys, point blank, after the Lakers' last game of the season, can they still win with at least two, meaning LeBron and AD, of the big three? This is what he said.
I still think that, us being on the floor together to build that chemistry, where 2 out of 3 can, win basketball games. It just didn't happen, which is unfortunate because all 3 of us, want to win, and everyone on this team wants to win top to bottom. But it was just tough when, you bring a group of guys in, especially the 3 guys that was kind of the core of this team and wasn't able to log enough minutes to be able to succeed how we wanted to.
I love what I'm hearing from AD over the last couple of months because when you start thinking about him, I want to see AD mad, Key. I want to see him pissed off all the time because the reality is we've talked about AD for the past several years as saying he's a top 5 NBA player. And then the conversations transitioned to, well, he's a top 5 talent, which is like a huge slap in the face, right? Because in order to be a top 5 NBA player, you need to play. But when you're a top 5 talent, we're saying your potential. Now we're talking about your potential for a guy that we know is lethal and is that dude when he's on the court. So my thing is, I know what LeBron James brings to the table. He averaged 30 points. He was in the MVP conversation to a degree at 37 years old. The missing link is Anthony Davis when he's healthy. But when he's healthy, him and LeBron, that is still a core, even at LeBron being 38 years old, that you can win a championship around. It's about the pieces that you have around them that need to be complementary. But as far as those two, if AD can play angry and be healthy, yes. The question is if. We always know that.
What you think, Key?
I think they can still do it. There's no question about it. Look, they did it before, right? You look up the year that they won the championship, and you look at the roster makeup, and you look at this roster makeup, totally different. And they didn't need to blow it up the way that they did. As far as I was concerned, they could have added one other piece and rolled it right back out again because a year ago, they was going to pound on Phoenix, and then guess what? Injuries started to come.
Yeah, they were. They were beating. They were better than Phoenix first game.
And so when you look at that, why blow things up? We had Kuz, we had Caruso, KCP. Maybe you add a piece or two here or there, but you didn't need to do this extreme blow up, restart all over again, and bring in, some of the guys that we brought in. I understand you wanted to play with Carmelo, which Carmelo did what Carmelo could do for us. You wanted to play with Westbrook for whatever reasons you decided to go away from DeMar DeRozan in that situation, and you brought back Dwight Howard. And so when you start to look at it, if they can get the other 9 guys on the floor with them, the right pieces, those 9 other guys, you got 2 big studs, man.
Yeah, there are a couple of things here, though, guys. Whether or not they can win with the core of LeBron and AD. Number one is health, right? Like before we get to anything else, let's not overcomplicate it.
Exactly.
AD played 40 games. LeBron played what? 55, 54, 50, 54, I think. 56. 56. 96 games. There are 82 games in a season. Between them, they barely had over a full season, which means there is no big 2. There's a big 1. If your 2 superstars combined basically give you a full season of play, not much more, you don't really have 2 guys. That's the first thing, right? The second thing is AD, top 5 talent. Can you still say that? The league got better. Young, talented players came in. He was unquestionably the best big in the league. However you say, he's a forward, not a center. He can score and he's a rim protector, right? And he's 7 feet tall, give or take.
Yeah, but you can.
Is he still a top 5 talent, AD?
Yes.
Are you sure? I can't name 5 guys you would take ahead of AD talent-wise?
Man, it's gonna be hard. You can find if you really want to just nitpick and say, oh, I'll take this guy because I don't like the health issues with AD. But when he is healthy, he is one of the better players on the floor every time he's healthy.
No
and I'm
doubt,
not talking about healthy for missing 10 games and come back one game and he's healthy.
60
I'm talking about
plus games a
several
year.
games.
Yeah,
You got to have them out of him.
No doubt. I'm just saying, like, it was AD above everyone. When they won in the bubble, AD was clearly better than Jokic.
Though. So the injury part of it is making people question AD.
But Jokic has gotten better since then. Embiid has gotten better since then. Giannis has gotten better since then. That's 3 right there. Probably all
Max,
better than AD, even if he's healthy.
No, Max,
KD?
when he's healthy and on the
KD?
floor, no, I wouldn't say that when he's healthy and on the floor.
I guess the problem is, Key,
Arguable.
over the last 2 years, we haven't seen him healthy on the floor.
Right.
Like, 2 years ago, my man played 36 games.
And then this year, 40 games.
This year, 40 games.
That's still not even a full season over 2 years.
So, and Key, some people call him street clothes. I know we don't do that on the show, but Charles
Not
Barkley
some
and guys,
people, Charles Barkley,
well, Chris Canty does too, who's a diehard Lakers fan, and you start thinking about that is, as we're projecting towards next year, can we realistically say after this season that, hey, AD's going to play 55 games, 60 games next year?
Or that LeBron will play 60
Would you bet
games.
on that, Key? Would you bet on Anthony Davis playing 55 games
I'm not
next
betting
year?
on anything, Max.
Again, LeBron played under 60 games. And the time was a LeBron team couldn't miss the playoffs. Now they can't even make the play-in because they don't always have LeBron. Forget about AD for a second. They're old. They're injury-prone.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.